Welcome to Inbox, where your questions land in front of people who work in the cyberspace, just like me. Hi, I'm Monica Sidhu, and I'm the Talent Acquisition Operations Manager here. I work alongside an amazing team of experienced recruiters who help awesome people find their place in cybersecurity, whether they're just starting out or bringing years of experience. So we help to ensure the hiring process runs smoothly from start to finish, from reviewing applications to getting new team members ready for day one. Basically, we help build the teams that help keep the digital world safe. And today, I'll be answering your questions from my mailbox. First question. What's the most unusual thing you've seen on a resume? The most unusual thing that I've seen was someone pivoting from being a professional magician for corporate events to a career in tech. So that's not a bad thing, but it was just something that stood out. What's something you wish more candidates would stop doing? So one thing I wish more candidates would stop doing is underestimating the power of preparation. Sometimes people show up to interviews without really knowing what the company does, or they just repeat what's on their resume instead of telling us who they really are and what they care about and why they care about cybersecurity. So of course, you don't need to be perfect, but showing genuine interest, asking thoughtful questions, and doing a little research can go a very long way. It shows you're serious, curious, and ready to grow, and that's what we're really looking for. Brownie points for those who go the extra mile to research the folks on the interview panel. Have you ever had somebody bomb an interview, but you still wanted to hire them? Yes, and this happens often. So sometimes they do really well in the initial pre-screen call, but not so well in the interview. Could be due to nerves. But there's always that glimmer of hope that the hiring manager could change their mind or perhaps be sympathetic that the candidate might have just been having a bad day and give them another chance. So do your best, but all is not lost if you bomb an interview. What's a totally underrated skill that gets overlooked but actually matters? Tactful communication. Not sure if it's considered underrated, but in our increasingly digital world, it's more important than ever to be able to relay your thoughts and ideas in a clear way. We mustn't forget the essence of face-to-face communication. What's something you don't care about that people think is super important on a resume? So job titles don't always paint an accurate picture in terms of actual experience obtained, so we'll pay attention to the fine print. Do recruiters ever Google you before they call you? Yes, we LinkedIn you, so create a profile and keep it up to date. How often do you actually look at someone's GitHub, blog, or portfolio? So depending on the role, often, but typically the technical managers may be more interested in this than the recruiter, so it may get looked at, but at a later stage. What's one question a candidate has asked you that really stood out? So I always like when people are curious about the organizational culture. Recently, someone asked me about different clubs on site, cultural events, activities, professional development opportunities, etc. I always think when someone asks me that question, they're really eager to learn and know about the organization in more detail. What's a cybersecurity job that students might not know even exists? So one really cool cybersecurity job that students might not know about is called a threat intelligence analyst. So companies like Fortinet, these are the people who act like digital detectives. They dig into tons of online information to find clues about cyber threats before they can cause damage. Have you ever thought this person would make a great cybersecurity professional, even though they had no experience yet? For sure. We meet so many passionate students at university career fairs and events, and even if they don't have the experience yet, their curiosity and energy really stands out to us. In cybersecurity, passion goes a long way. So if you're excited to learn, ask questions, and solve problems, your chances of success are already much higher than most. So you don't have to be an expert to start, just be willing to learn and grow. What's a myth about recruiters or hiring that you wish more people could unlearn? maybe the idea that you need tons of experience to get a job. Sometimes it might feel like that, but it's not necessarily true. So depending on the role that we're hiring for, especially if it's a junior or new grad role, your willingness to learn, having a good attitude, and strong communication can be just as powerful as experience. Co-op experience is always pivotal, but so is volunteering, school projects, and even hobbies that can help showcase your potential and your technical experience. Well, that's all the questions for me. It's been great sharing a bit about what I do and how others are finding their way in the field. So remember, you don't have to have all of the answers right now, but what matters most is that you keep moving forward, because even small steps can lead somewhere meaningful.